Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm TV host, entertainment journalist, Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here in my beauty room. And we are just about to see a fabulous interview with actress, stunt woman, and wrestler and model, Miss Jeannie Basone. So keep watching, darlings. More of a Zoom interview coming up. Welcome back, darlings. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. And I am here with a very, very gorgeous actress, stunt woman, model. She has done it all. Her name is Jeannie Basone. Did I say that correctly, Jeannie?
You did that perfect, Cognac. Awesome. Wow.
Fabulous. Well, I'm going to tell my audience a little bit about you before we get into the questions. Okay. Jeannie Basone, actress, model, author, stunt woman, she's an accomplished actress and has seen roles in productions such as television, in television's Jag in Living Color, Married with Children, and her iconic role in Glow. The gorgeous lady of wrestling, she has also been in such films as Son-in-Law, Me, Myself, and Irene, and so much more. Now, Jeannie, darling, you look adorable with your little leopard top and your little red Santa hat.
Thank you.
What inspired you to want to be in show business? What was it that did the trick that said, you know what, this is for me. I want to be in showbiz. Tell us the journey of what you went through.
Right. That's a really, really good question because as a little girl, that's all I wanted to do. I kept saying to my folks, I'd like to do commercials. I'd like to give out Academy Award. I'd like to pose in Playboy. Those were the things as a youngster. Don't ask me why, the Playboy thing, but those were the things that I wanted to do. And my mother just kept cooking in the kitchen and ignored me. She just really didn't go with the flow. So I figured, okay, when I graduate, when I'm out of school, I'm going to do what I want to do. And that's how that happened. You just kind of do your own thing.
Yeah, well, for me, it took a long time because I came from an old-fashioned Italian family.
Mine too, Italian. That's
Italian. I thought maybe you might be French too with the name Basone.
Yeah, no.
All Italian.
Italian on my dad's side, Spanish on my mother's side. So
it doesn't
very conservative.
matter. Latin, Italian, the same thing. I went through it too. Listen, what did it for me, I was telling Solomon yesterday that my father took me to a movie theater when I was like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years old. I don't remember how old exactly I was, but just seeing those people up on the silver screen did it for me. After I saw that, I wanted to be a movie star.
Right.
And you were an original member of Glow wrestling show from 1986 to 1989. Tell my audience what that experience was like.
Well, back in that day, you didn't really have a lot of women wrestlers. That was kind of, no one talked about it really. So here was a chance to be on television. I'm acting as a bad guy. I'm wrestling. And you know what, Cognac, there was less girls doing that than say trying to audition for a movie or a TV show. And I'm like, if I do this and I'm already hired and on TV, this is much easier and less competition back then. But I didn't know what I was doing. I had to learn like everybody else. We got in there.
How to wrestle.
Yes, we had to learn how to wrestle, and Mondo Guerrero was teaching us how to wrestle. So mind you, none of us had any experience in the ring. Now, yes, I played softball and volleyball. You know, those are things that you do in high school. You know, my dad was my coach when I was like in 6th grade, so 7th grade, 8th grade. So I already had a sports background. So this, I thought, would be right up my alley and something that I could do 100 and give 110%.
So you got into the wrestling before you got into anything else?
That's right. No
Okay,
acting.
No, so you were, it was a form of show business, a form of entertainment.
Entertainment.
And that was your into the world of show business by being a wrestler, a female wrestler.
Exactly, Cognac. And that's when Playboy came into the picture. You know, here's one of my childhood dreams, to be in these pages of Playboy. And they came to Glow, and they wanted 3 girls, and I was one of the ones that they picked for the for that pictorial. So here's 2 of my dreams. Entertainment.
Well, I don't know. I was looking at your pictures, and you do. I don't know. I've met a lot of models because I interview a lot of celebrities. You know, A-listers. Sure. Has anybody ever told you that you look a little bit like Cindy Crawford? Like the face?
Oh gosh, no! But you're so cute. Maybe it's my hair.
Yeah, I think
she's gorgeous.
But even in your photos, you kind of like resemble her a little bit. So I'm reminding
you. Oh yes,
yes.
I know you're talking about. Yeah. Thank you very much. Very kind.
So they saw you, and you, of course, you're tall. You're very statuesque. How tall are you?
I'm 5'7", but when I wear heels, that gets me up higher. But I'm just 5'7".
Okay, that's what I'm really tiny. I'm like, you know, Susan Lucci tiny. I'm like only.
Oh, I love it.
So now tell my audience. So here you are. You're a female wrestler. Playboy came. You're in the pictorial with 2 other girls, beautiful models. Was the camaraderie, did you have good camaraderie with the other wrestlers, with the other women that were in with the Playboy? I mean, how did that work out for you?
You know what? Back in that day, we were all on television, Cognac. We were all in the ring wrestling, and some of us got picked for other things that others didn't. So I didn't see any jealousy or anything. You know, there might have been a few people, you know, but mostly we all kept to ourselves. And what was there to complain about back then? There really wasn't anything to complain about, but I was just very lucky to be in the right place at the right time. And that's basically, I think, how a lot of the entertainment things, what they're looking for at the time, you know, because all the girls had great talent. They all looked beautiful. We were all different shapes and sizes. And that's what made Glow, I think, different, you know, than standard.
So the production company came to your wrestling thing and decided to put you girls on, it was television, right? Glow, it was a TV show. So they decided to produce a show revolving around female wrestlers.
Right. It was David McLean who was the brains. He was out of Indiana. He wanted a wrestling show, and then they put him with Matt Simber, our director, who came from a film background. So you've got a film guy and a wrestling guy. So that's why you have the sketches. You know, you had a lot of comedy sketches in there. Our writer, Stephen Blantz, is from your neck of the woods. So they had hired Steve, who's in New York, to come out to Los Angeles and start writing. And he was a huge fan of wrestling. You know, so they put all of that together. Rickless, who owned the Riviera Hotel, who was married to Pia Zadora, was our backup.
Oh, yes, I saw her in Vegas, Pia Zadora, yes.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, she had a wealthy husband that helped back her. That's what
her singing,
darling. A wealthy husband.
She was also in Matt Simber's movie. She was also in Matt Simber's movie, Butterfly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
So you have a lot to say, but that show only was on TV for a short time, 1986 to 1989. Surprisingly, though, the producers of the new show on Netflix didn't show didn't want to show any of the original Globe members from the 80s show in their show or involved with it. Why do you think that is? Why do you think they didn't want to do that?
You know, if it was up to me and it was my show, I would truly bring in, I just think that gives the audience even more of a background. Wow, look, there's Hollywood, or there's Americana, or there's, you know, we could have been like the Alfred Hitchcocks in the background, you know what I mean? Making those cameos. You know, I don't know why they did that. Maybe it was in the contract.
Yeah, sometimes they have their own ideas, or maybe for legal reasons they can't do these things. I don't know. You know,
we don't either, but it would have been so nice to
that show ended you. Tell my audience how you parlayed that into being a stunt woman. That's the next thing that happened for you.
Oh, right, yeah. So when Glow ended, we did 4 seasons. Glow ended. I'm thinking, what the hell am I going to do now? I started actually doing independent wrestling. So myself and a character named Lightning were into doing independent wrestling in different states. After that, I started my own company. Then I started with called Hollywood Productions and started doing wrestling that way. And then there were conventions. I always stayed into it because now Cognac, a lot of girls left. They got married, they had children, they settled down. Yeah. I kind of was still not done with that. I mean, here I am, I'm still in my 20s.
How did that happen for you after the wrestling?
One of the characters, Lightning, was getting into stunts, and she just dragged me along with her on a couple of the sets. I got with some of the coordinators. Basically, when you're a wrestler, if you can hit the ground hard like we can, that probably is part of it. You know, you would be really good for stunts. And then there's specialty stunts. Some people can jump off really high. That's not me. I can jump off the rooftop lower, like a house. But you know, your specialty things underwater.
Oh, never ask me to do that. Don't even ask me to get on a horse, because I'm afraid of heights. I can't do it. I'm terrified of heights. I have to be, even if I have something around me, I keep feeling like I'm going to fall.
Yes. So heights isn't good for you.
No. So let me ask you. I would have a panic attack. So now let me ask you, out of all the stunts that you've done, what was your most challenging stunt? In what movie?
You know what? I would say, that's a good question. On TV, when we did Chuck, there was a TV show called Chuck. So this was interesting. There was 4 girls. We all had to have experience and knowledge of automatic weapons. I did. So now 2 of the girls had weapons that were plastic, but me and the other girl, ours were
real. They were real.
They were heavy, very heavy. So I remember the stunt coordinator looking at us, and in a matter of seconds, he said, okay, he looked at me. He said, all right. He said, when you shoot, he said, make sure to keep the gun up above the actor's eyes because of the, what he calls that were coming out of it, blanks. On the second note, he said, don't hit yourself in the head when you fall backwards. Don't hit your head when you fall backwards. You're going to be number 4. Don't hit the chicks next to you. Action, go. It was like, go.
Wow.
It was just like, remember this, action. It was just, go for it.
Oh my God. So that was difficult.
It just was a lot of direction in a short amount of time. You're like, okay, action. And we did it. We did it. Okay. Yeah.
So that was your most difficult experience.
I just thought just giving me that many directions in 10 seconds, action. Your adrenaline.
Like this.
Try not to be. What's the heavy gun?
That's what I would do probably.
I know. I try not to be nervous, but you know what?
That's a lot to process.
That's what I'm saying. Stunts is for the young. You know, don't hit yourself in the face. Don't hit your head. Don't hit the girls next to you. Keep the gun above everything. Go. It was
Were you ever really seriously injured in all the stunts that you've done?
none.
God
Knock
bless
on wood.
Knock on wood, may it never happen. So, so tell my audience, you've done
Hi,
a lot
audience.
of
First of
films.
all,
You've done a lot of films. Did you have one in particular that you loved the most? That you loved the most?
I like the Pauly Shore one that we had done. Sorry, I'm moving my hat. Pauly Shore. I'm trying to think of the name of it. We're mud wrestling in it, and that was fun because it was Mountain Fiji and lightning, and he was so funny. Oh my God! And that one was a good one. The one Married with Children with Ed O'Neill. He was so funny. I didn't think that man was as funny.
I could see you on that TV show, Married with Children. I could see you on that.
He was hilarious. I was sitting back there trying not to laugh. His comedic timing, he was a genius. I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, this man is so funny. Don't laugh, don't laugh. This is supposed to be serious here. It was very funny. So yeah, the Pauly Shore one, I'm trying to think of the name of what it is. Oh gosh, I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up while we're talking. But that was really fun. I enjoyed that. And of course, Married with Children. Well, we did another one called We've Got It Made. It was called We've Got It Made.
I remember hearing about that.
Harry Copley.
I remember hearing about that show, We've Got It Made.
Yes, and that was the first one that us Glow Girls had done. It was Vine and myself and a couple other of the actresses, and that was my first time. I always thought that our director was in Glow was he was pretty harsh on us girls, only because there were so many and he wanted to get the takes right away. But working for all the other directors that we had were just calm and nice, and it was just. I'll tell you, Matt Simber really, I learned from him.
Matt Simber, wasn't that Jane Mansfield's husband?
Yes, it's James. Yes.
Yeah, I know, because I love Jane Mansfield. In fact, that's like my Hollywood idol.
Right, isn't she beautiful?
Oh my God,
beautiful.
I never got to interview the daughter, but I met her, a few times on the red carpet, but I never got to interview her. But the one, Mariska
Is it Juliana? Is that her name?
Mariska Hargitay, the one.
That's it, Mariska, of course.
That's when she was married to the bodybuilder, and she had a daughter with him, and daughter was in the car. Mariska Hargitay was in the car when
I know, and so was Matt Simber's son, Tony. He was a baby.
He was a baby, yeah.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
Is he still alive, Matt Simber?
Yes, yes. You know what? Him and I just did a Zoom interview with Rhonda Shear. Remember Rhonda from Up All Night, USA?
I love Rhonda Shear.
Isn't she great?
Up with those guys, girl. I want to talk to. I love.
You need to talk to her.
Rhonda Shear, yes, she's a nice Jewish girl, right? From
yes,
Long
she
Island?
is. She's in Florida now. She's out in Florida,
That's
and she
the
looks
place
beautiful.
To be. That's the place to be. I wish I could be in Florida. With what's
going
on here in New York, they want to shut everything. They want to shut us down again over here, and I can't take it anymore.
Oh yeah, how is it going over there?
Not good.
I have not been there this whole year, and
my husband is terrified of not of the virus really, but of going to New York City because of the crime. We're not going to see the tree. I'm not going to go see the tree in New York City. I'll just watch it on. I'll watch it on TV.
Yeah, watch it on TV.
Well, I usually go in with my husband. We walk around. We look at the shops. We have dinner out.
Yeah.
But get it. We're just not going to do that. We're just doing things on Long Island. We're going to restaurants and things on Long Island. Christmas.
You're staying safe. You're staying safe.
I want you to hook me up with that Matt Simber. But anyway,
I will do that.
That's what I want, and Rhonda. But I
can do both.
Okay, but I also want to ask you. Do you still do conventions? Are you still involved with going to the conventions with the rest?
We are, but obviously not right now. So Comic-Cons are huge. Rhode Island Comic-Con is huge for us. Los Angeles Comic-Con is huge, but because of the pandemic, we're not doing anything. So hopefully 2021, I have a feeling we'll be doing a lot. Also,
I
that
hope
movie.
so. I hope that we go back to somewhat, you know, the only thing that is really good as a result of the pandemic, I know I have
Right.
to say this, but I got into doing Zoom interviews, and I have to tell you, I really do like the Zoom interviews a lot. You know, when I do these red carpet things, it's very chaotic. You have to stand on the red carpet. You're always getting yelled by the publicist. And then you have to chase after the celebrity, and you know,
It's a lot of work.
you pray that they're going to talk to you for 5 minutes. And this is not just me. This is even big outlets have to deal with this. Solomon and I, we always do. Solomon goes also to the International Emmy Awards. And of course, they didn't have that. They had it virtual, but there was no red carpet. So I kind of missed that. But that's the only thing I miss. I miss the parties. I don't really miss the red carpet's exciting, but you know, you never look perfect because you're like, I gotta get this person, I gotta get that person. So you know, you're like sometimes disheveled looking, you know, because you're like running after people and you're chasing after people. When I do Zoom, I'm like, I always look perfect, my hair, my makeup, you know, because you're sitting around.
Because you're not chasing anybody.
Right, you're not chasing anybody, you're not dealing. So that's the one good thing that came out of, you know, out of this pandemic. But now I want to ask you another question.
Sure.
You are, you have had an extensive career in modeling, posing for numerous magazines such as Playboy and other publications. You have done some writing, and you also are currently in the process of penning memoirs or a possible future book release. Tell us about that. Is that a future project that you're going to write?
You know what, honey? It's been a future project for a long time. I had finally got some publishing company at the beginning of the year, somewhere around February. And then this hit, and they wanted to put everything on hold. They're smaller. I have a ghostwriter that's in the New York area that he's awesome. He's written a few books already. And during this time, this has allowed me actually to write for other people, because I've already done a couple of books for some other friends of mine. John Cosper is one, and my friend AJ Devlin. So I've written a foreword for John Cosper's book, The Ballad of Elvira Snodgrass. They're not in front of me right now. So it had allowed me to do that at the meeting. And I wanted to tell you, I'm going to back up for 1 second and just let you know about, it was The Son-in-Law, the movie that I enjoyed working on with Pauly Shore, called The Son-in-Law. It's the first 30 minutes, just so everybody knows, if they want to watch that mud wrestling scene that we're all doing, first 30 minutes of that film. Okay, I said that.
So you never really got injured in wrestling, and you never really got injured in working as a stunt woman.
Well, I didn't get injured in Glow. It was after Glow on my own. I ended up wrestling a girl who was doing these Brazilian jiu-jitsu moves, and she broke my leg. I broke my leg in 3 places. So
my God.
I still have 7 screws and 2 plates in this leg. So it happens, people.
So
have plan B.
My audience, now you mentioned Playboy. What other magazines have you been in?
You know what, there was do you remember, where is it? Easy Rider. I had to look up, it's up there. Easy Rider. I did the cover of Easy Rider.
Oh,
I did, right. That was kind of fun. We did lots of calendars back in the day.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Now, let me ask you, you're also into making Solomon told me this, that you're into making candles. Tell us a little bit.
No, it's soap. It's soap.
Oh, soap. I'm sorry, soap.
That's okay, honey. Candle soap. But it's soap.
I always get confused between the two. Soap.
Don't even worry. I want to send you something. So when we get done here, you'll have to let me know. Here is a candy cane.
Oh my God, that's adorable.
These are little Christmas trees on there, and I love doing this. You have to
send me something pink. Pink.
I will.
Because that's
look at the pink. Look at this. Look at the mermaid.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous.
I have pink. I have a cherry pink. I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
And
unbelievable. So are
look at my
you
gingerbread.
busy now? Oh, that's
Oh
beautiful.
God, yes.
So you're
Yes.
busy now because of the Christmas season. Do you have an Etsy shop?
I do. It's Hollywood Botanica with a K. Hollywood Botanica with a K.etsy.com, or you can also go to hollywoodbotanica.com. There's two. But yes, I am busy. And when I get off of this with you, guess where I'm going? Downstairs to make more stuff.
Make more stuff. Now,
Yeah.
my last question.
Sure.
You already gave me some information where we could find out about you with your Etsy shop and that particular website. Tell my audience, do you have a website that people could find out more information about your sexy self? Do you have a website?
Yes, I have JeannieBasone.com. So there's JeannieBasone.com, and then there will be the Hollywood Botanica with a K.com. So both of those are there. We have Facebook pages, Twitter pages, Instagram. So it's official Glow Hollywood.
Everything is on your website. So once they go to the website, they can.
Yeah, they'll find it all.
Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, and all of that.
All of it will be there.
Jeannie, I love you. I think you are beautiful and glamorous and sexy. And we're going to close this interview, and I want to wish you a very happy, merry, pink champagne Christmas.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for having me on. You look.
I hope you enjoyed my interview with Jeannie's Basone. I certainly did. And darlings, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And always ring the notification bell. I publish a video every Sunday or every Monday. My channel is all about pink girly decor, hauls, and pink girly fashions. So keep watching. More coming up, darlings. And have a very merry pink champagne Christmas.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in pearls. I love to mingle, though my husband reminds me I'm not single. I meet and greet both the famous and the elite. I ride in limousines, drinking the finest champagne, wearing furs, dazzling diamond jewelry. A girl can't complain. I live the upscale life, dining in the finest restaurants, eating the best caviar for free. And no matter how much I enjoy cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh.
This has been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.